Hello everybody, this is Terran talking at you, and today we're going to be continuing going through Devil May Cry Special Edition. Without further ado, we're going to go through the beginning cutscene for Lady and Trish's campaign.
So just how much do you know about Sparta? The story goes that Sparta served as the feudal lord of the city long ago. The people who live there today take these legends as truth and worship them, just like a god.
They worship a demon as a god?
Peaceful worship can't be condemned. But the real problem is the Order. Lately they've been running amok, catching demons, and have even butted in on some of my jobs.
That right there is Trish's EX
They've also
costume.
been targeting Devilons.
I think it's on because I've been
Like the
using
ones
it
you
the most recently.
Okay, then a museum.
Which just goes to show that, like,
So
your
Well,
alternate costumes, alternate costume colors, they will show up in cutscene, which I think is fantastic.
well then, I'd have something to keep me occupied and Trish.
Makes your hard work
Try not to keep us
feel
waiting,
more worth it,
Dante.
I guess.
Yeah.
That or your money feel worth it. Oh no, some people might have paid for the additional costumes. Just right off the bat. I personally don't see a reason to pay for the extra costumes. I just pre-ordered, but for those of you who feel strongly against pre-ordering, I can understand wanting to get all of the content.
Don't be late for the party.
Yep. This is gonna get ugly.
Stole your pizza. Well. I would just jump right into the levels, but I know there's some of you who want to see the power-up menu, so just gonna show you guys real quick. I'm not gonna unbuy everything like I did before. That was a real pain in the butt. Took way too long. Just gonna show you what she has, and the prices are very similar to Virgil's playthrough. You know, start out really low, like 50, and then they hop up here to 100,000s when you get later on in the game. And the way the Proud Souls are doled out in this game, you'll be able to get a ridiculous amount of Proud Souls before you even beat your first playthrough. You'll have most of these skills at your fingertips, as it were. I will be trying to use all of Trish's moves, all of Lady's moves, all of Virgil's moves throughout the game, so you guys have a chance to see them, and I'll try to use them as much as possible. So do forgive if I end up getting hit quite a bit, because using all of these is not quite my playstyle. I use a set of abilities, which is another reason why I'm doing this in Devil Hunter mode, just so I have an easier time of performing my actions. Okay, here we go. First level, the first fight against Dante. Learning how to move and attack with a gun. As you can see, Lady has a charge shot, much like Nero's charge shot 3. She also has her shotgun here. And it's really good. It has a much better spread than Coyote A. Come on. Come on, Dante. Now, Lady is interesting because, like, I know some people say she's not as agile as some of the other characters, which I kind of disagree with. She has the capability to move around the field very well. Sure, she doesn't have, like, a teleport or anything, but she's mobile enough. I think her gameplay is more focused on not so much outmaneuvering the enemy, but just, ooh, hey, Dante, easy there. Nope, none of that. None of that. And as you can see, she doesn't really kill Dante. He's just tired out after all of that being shot. Lady's guns have been buffed. They are a lot better than they were in, well, I shouldn't say they are a lot better than they were. They're a lot better than any other character's guns. Because they kind of have to be. Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to handle all of the demons that you run into. Now, we're going to move right into our mission 2. No need to break up because, well, that wasn't a very long mission. Now, I personally really enjoy the way that Lady plays. It's a lot different from the other characters. You aren't inclined to run in and it doesn't really encourage running in and slashing with the bayonet on the end of Galena Ann. It's actually a lot better of an idea to, you know, work up your charge shots and make sure that you can maneuver around the enemy and take them out at your leisure. Yes. Investigating. One thing that I don't actually like about the game is the optimization is really weird. Something that they did in the older game was, you know, everything was really, really tight. The optimization was tight. It was easy to download. This game took a ridiculously long amount of time to download, and some people are saying it's just because the DLC was poorly packaged and had a hard time letting out, and then other people say it's because you know, it's just the game wasn't packaged well, which I'm going to guess it was the latter on that, because there's no reason for the older game to take, what, 30 minutes, and then this one to take 3 hours. There's not that high of a jump in content. Now, one of the things that I do really love about the game is these charge shots for Lady, especially the shotgun. Just, it looks gorgeous when you actually get to, you know, fire those off, and look at the little halo around your blast. And then I love the fact that her shotgun has such a great spread on it. It can actually hit more than one thing. Coyote A was terrible with that. Let's see. Charge shot level 1 has, you know, it's a tiny little halo. And 2 has a bigger one. And then 3 is the one you just saw. The way her stylish, her style points work is, you know, doing the various moves will get you style, but also hitting with charge shots actually bumps up the style quite a bit, including, even if you're just, like, you know, walking forward and shooting an enemy with the shotgun charge shot. Even if you're just doing this, the style menu will go up, which makes you actually feel good about, you know, using all of your charge shot rather than, you know, having to switch in between it, trying to use the other moves. So I appreciate that. It doesn't penalize you for making the most of a charge shot. It will not, you won't get any stylish points for just repeatedly plain shooting someone with a shotgun. Okay, just to demonstration of the spread of the shotgun, just that. Coyote A did not do that. And out we go. So, they didn't add, like I said in the other video, or maybe I didn't, but they didn't add any new story. You can still go into secret missions and whatnot. I'm not going to, but they didn't add any new story, no new cutscenes other than the beginning and end cutscenes for the characters. So most of the story, most of what you're going to see here when you're going through these levels is exactly the same as what you're going to see when you're going through Nero's or Dante's levels. There's not going to be any, you know, surprise mini sections or stuff like that until, like, the end of the game. These characters are allowed the Bloody Palace mode as well, and they get to go through all of the other difficulties, so you can enjoy them in that way. Let's use the Kalina Ann for a while. Okay. Hello. I love this move. It is ridiculous and hilarious at the same time. Oh.
You won't get away.
The homing missiles are having a hard time hitting people here. One thing that I don't particularly like about Lady's playthrough is these. Now, other characters won't have much trouble destroying these, but you can't initiate these without using a physical attack, and you can't get any orbs from them without doing a physical, like, attack. So all of this ranged stuff that I'm doing doesn't have any effect on this crystal. Only when I hit it with Kalina Ann will it let out any orbs. Which is kind of annoying, because her physical attacks aren't that good, as you can see. So you don't get a lot of orbs from the orb crystals. You have to rely more on picking up all of the orbs in the rest of the stage, and that's about it, honestly. That is your only source of income, so going through, you won't be getting as many orbs as you would be going through as Virgil for your first run, or going through as, not Trish, what am I talking about? Going through as Nero for your first run. However, I will say that one of the cool things about this particular campaign is that when you go through as Trish, she kind of makes up for you not getting red orbs in like great abundance. And I will show you why when we start playing as her. Okay, more Kalina Ann stuff. Yes, stylish rank. I know. Okay. Go over to the other end of the building. Oh boy. I can't even see what I'm locking onto. No, 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 none of that. No ballerina time for you. Now, Kalina Ann is massively powerful no matter where you start hitting things from. However, if you are looking for, like, if you have enough time, I would recommend Kalina Ann's Charge Shot. Just because it is so immense and you can kill tons and tons of enemies. Just no problem with it. Like, let's see, there should be a mass of enemies coming up. I'll just display that. However, the special moves for Kalina Ann are also really nice when it comes to landing a bunch of hits and, you know, getting in all of that damage. Like, Havoc here, where she just continually shoots rockets until she runs out. And you can do these moves without having your DT gauge or anything else depleted. It's just her doing them. So all you need really is the availability of space and time to do it. Once you have that, then you can just fire away. No, 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 no. I don't need to. Okay. Oh. Hold on a second. Now, one other thing about the Kalina Ann is that it does not allow you to adjust once you start charging a shot. So if you start charging, you'd better have enough time to finish charging. But look, that's 4 enemies that are dead, and the more enemies that are clumped together, the more it'll kill. So it's a great weapon for dealing out tons of damage. Also, the Charge Shot one does proc really quickly. So, even if you don't feel like you have the time to go for a level 2 or something like that, you can still get off the Charge Shot 1 up your stylish ranking. Because every Charge Shot does a bonus to your stylish ranking. Okay. No, 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 lady. This way. Hello, divinity statue. Don't need you. Now, I personally feel like Lady handles bosses extremely well. Her shotgun has enough kickback to literally stop most of their moves from happening. And if you're looking at the damage on this, it's ridiculous. That was her DT, if you didn't see it. And Lady just doesn't really mess around when it comes to bosses. Just tons of damage all the time. I personally like fighting bosses with the handguns just because the charge shot is so accurate. Like, you won't miss with it. It auto-targets. Which makes bosses kind of a cinch, honestly. But you can do it, I mean, you can't do just the handguns on a lot of the bosses. Like, you can do just the handguns on Burial, but then there are other bosses where, like, using the shotgun would be a great idea, or making use of Kalina Ann in her Charge Shot 3 would be fantastic as well. But I'll have to show you guys all of that next time when we move on to our next level. And until then, I shall chat at you later.